This is currently my favourite vehicle to get around in LEGO Fortnite. As you can see, it's got 8 chests on it. It's drivable, it goes in the water, and you can also get some decent height with it. Plus you can control the altitude that you want to fly at. So if I just turn the balloons off and say I drop to about this height here, and then I want to stay at that height, I can just fly forwards at this height. This is just handy for if you want to get a closer look at what's going on down on the ground. And then if you feel like you're going to hit a tree or something, you can just turn the balloons back on and that'll just give you the height again. The thrusters on the bottom are helpful too, because it does allow you to get on top of the ice cliffs, and you can also get up onto the floating islands in the Lost Isles area. Alright, time to show you how I build it. Now, go into your build menu, toys, general, a small dynamic foundation, and then we go to a medium, and just snap it to the side and then nudge it 6 times. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then what we want to do from there is go to vehicle parts and get platform bumper 01. And we're going to put that on the front of these foundations. It just gives it that rounded look. Next step is to put some flooring on it, just to dress it up with some colour. I like the haunted ebony stuff, so if I just whack some of this around as a bit of a border. Now you can obviously use whatever colour you like. When you do the front bits, you might just have to nudge it over to get it centered. And then while I'm on this colour, I'm going to put some stairs in the front of it. So what I'll do is I just sort of line it up like that, and then go down 2 spaces. And then I'm going to snap one to the front and one on top. And that just gives me a little bit of a staircase so that I can climb up onto the ship or the vehicle. Next step is then I use the beachy thin flooring. Now you guys again can use whatever colour flooring you want. You don't have to have the beachy flooring or anything like that. Just my personal preference. And you're just going to fill in the gaps basically. So now you can see we got the basic layout of the vehicle. So the next step is to put an engine on it. You go to toys, controls, and get the large power center. We just want to center it like that, and I like to do it so the flat edge of it is at the back. And then from there we're going to go to vehicle parts, and we're going to grab the left and right fenders. And they will just snap on like that, so you can see they kind of hang over, but you have like a 1 stud gap right at the back there, just by the engine. So that little 1 stud gap there that I'm talking about. Okay, now we need to put some balloons on it. So if we go to general and we get the activated balloons, the little ones, pop them in these little white gaps there. Now we're going to get the big activated balloons, and we're going to have one centered with the engine and one centered on that bottom step. Then we're going to get the normal small balloons and put one in each corner. I'm going to go and get a driver's seat. So I use a small driver's seat just there. You can use whichever one you like. I prefer the small one. And the next thing is to put some wheels on it. So I get the large powered wheels and just center them on those yellow bits on the dynamic foundation. You can kind of see that centered there. And do the same thing on the other side. And then we want to get the steerable ones. And same deal. Oops, that one's actually not centered. And do the same on the other side. Now on the right hand side you'll have to change the direction of the wheels. Okay, and then we want to put some thrusters on the thing. So if we go to our controls again, go down the bottom and get the large thrusters, and I just snap it to the back of the vehicle, then I nudge it up one space and across two, and then same thing again, up one, across two to the other side. Now I'm going to get the small thrusters, and we're going to put them in this little section here. So I like to snap it on and then just nudge it to the left once, and then just nudge it up above that, just like that. And then on the other side, and then we're going to go to the front of the vehicle, and in that yellow gap there, we're going to snap it and then move it one to the left, and then two more to the left to put one next to it. Same deal again. Just like that. And we're going to set up the controls, so these big thrusters on the back are going to be channel 1. The small ones just to the right are going to be channel 2. And these ones here, so when you're facing the front of the vehicle, the ones on the left, you're going to make them channel 2 as well. Okay, now we need to put some thrusters underneath it, so what I like to do is just grab these small balloons and just put a couple like that, maybe one more, just to get the vehicle to stand up like that. You don't want to put too many because otherwise the vehicle will float up into the sky and then you'll have to go and chase it. We could probably do one more because I feel like it's just not quite enough space. Yeah, so that's a bit better. So now what we're going to do is go back and grab these small thrusters, and we're going to put them not on this grey section here, but we're going to go just behind it. So just like there and there. Okay, and then what we're going to do from that point is we're just going to nudge it down like that. So you should have 3 in a row like that on each side. These are all going to be channel 1. And now we can bust these balloons. Just be careful not to get rid of the ones in the corner that you put there before. Okay, and then the last thing is to put some storage on here. Well, second to last thing. So we're going to go into chests, and you can grab whatever chests you like. I'm going to get, maybe we'll do blue ones for this one. And I just like to get the leg of the chest or the feet of the chest on, just on that black section there. Then nudge it all the way to the back. And then we're going to put it down there. And I'm going to put one in front of it like that, so facing opposite directions so you can butt them against each other. Then I'm going to do the same thing again. Just like that. Now we're going to repeat that on the other side. And you might have to move your character because your character will sometimes get in the way. Okay, and then the last thing I do is just go to utility, scroll down and get a map marker, and then I just rotate the flags to the back, pick a number and a colour, same thing here. Oops, that flag is around the wrong way, let's try that again. Just like that. So we've got a couple of flags at the back. Now we should be good to go. So now we've got liftoff. We can turn right, we can turn left, we can fly forwards and also upwards. And then if we disable the balloons and fly forward, we should be able to just fly at this height. It's okay if it sort of angles down a bit. It'll still stay up. It's more when it angles upwards that it becomes an issue, because you just keep getting too much height. Now if you get down low like this where you're about to hit a tree, you can obviously activate the balloons, and that'll send you upwards and over. And then if we go over to the water, we should be able to just drop down into the water. So that's handy for if you want to get chests and things in the Lost Isles, because there's some out on the water in the islands. And you can just use the thrusters to get around on the water. No, it will actually fly you above the water surface, but that's okay. I mean, it's not a boat, it's just a vehicle. And then you can also see it's pretty robust, so if you want to just disable the balloons and fall out of the sky, unless you land on something silly like rocks or a, you know, I've landed on one of those boom barrels before, that was a bad idea. But you should just come down and land. Just like that, no damage. And then you can carry on driving around if you want to. And obviously if you want to turn sharper, you can use the thrusters. And there you have it. That's the vehicle design. Now, this is similar to another vehicle I built in an earlier video. The main difference between the two is obviously the style of the chests, but also the activated balloons, which we never had before. So yeah, if you liked that build and you want to see more of this sort of content, leave a comment down below, like the video for me, and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it.